The movie starts and we're like deep, deep underwater. We're talking the Mariana Trench, the deepest place on the planet. And there's this big company, Tiana Industries, that's already set up a huge drilling operation 7 miles down, just looking for resources and stuff. Our main character is this girl, Nora, and she's a super smart mechanical engineer working on the whole project at this station called Kepler 822. So she's just minding her own business when, bam, a massive earthquake hits the whole station. The walls start cracking, water's rushing in, and the pressure is going crazy. It's a total disaster, and the whole Kepler is about to implode. Nora freaks out but snaps into action, running to wake everyone up. She manages to grab one other worker and they start bolting. A bunch of other people are running right behind them, but a whole section is about to collapse, so Nora has to make this awful choice and slam a giant door shut and leaving them behind. It's super messed up, but if she didn't, the whole place would have flooded and they'd all be dead. So as they're escaping, they find another guy under some debris. He's a little hurt but alive, so they pull him out. Now there's 3 of them, and they're all just realizing how bad this is, like most of their crew is gone. They make it to the escape pod bay, but surprise, it's totally wrecked. The only person there is the captain, this guy named Lucien. So Nora gets him and the 4 of them head to the main control base. There they find 2 more survivors, a biologist named Emily and another engineer named Smith. So that's it, 6 people left out of hundreds. They immediately try to radio the surface for help, but nothing, just static. They are completely and totally trapped. So the captain is like, okay, here's the plan. He tells them their only shot is to get to this other station, the Roebuck, about a mile away. He says they have working escape pods over there that can actually get them to the surface, but get this, here's the catch. To get there, they have to put on these big, heavy pressure suits and literally walk across the bottom of the ocean for a mile. Yeah, you heard that right. A 1-mile walk on the pitch-black ocean floor. It sounds insane, and it's not going to be easy at all.
So the big problem is that these pressure suits have like almost no oxygen and can only handle the pressure for a little while. Plus, the whole place is still shaking with aftershocks, so they're basically on a ticking clock. But they all decide it's better than just sitting there waiting to die, so they're like, let's do this. They all suit up and grab these big bolt guns for protection. They get to this freight elevator, but the second they open the door to the outside water, bam! The guy who first ran into Nora, his suit just completely implodes from the pressure. It was busted or something. He's just gone. Total shocker. Emily, the biologist, is completely freaked out and is like, I've never seen someone die like that. And just like that, they're down to 5 people, so they all pile into this elevator to start their 1-mile trip down. But they're not even a little bit of the way down when another earthquake hits, and the whole elevator is shaking like crazy. While they're going, they get the security cameras working and they see a bunch of wrecked escape pods from another part of the rig. For a second, they get all hopeful, thinking maybe there are other survivors. So Smith and that dude they rescued from the junk go out to check. They find one pod that's already open, and get this. Inside, it's filled with these nasty-looking egg things. And of course, the guy they rescued just has to touch one. You'd think he would know better. A little creature thing bursts out and attacks him. Smith is super quick, though, and blasts it with his bolt gun, killing it. They drag the little dead body back inside to check it out, and Emily, the biologist, is like, this is a totally new species. And they all get this messed up feeling that the company knew these things were down here. They're all just staring at it, completely stunned. But while they're looking at the little monster, the whole station shakes again. But this time it feels different, like huge footsteps. Thump, thump. And then this absolutely massive, terrifying creature peeks through a window from above. They all lose it. They figure it's the big one and it's here for its baby. So they start running for the Roebuck station, and right then, the whole Kepler station they just left completely explodes from the pressure and the earthquake. It's a huge disaster, and all this debris rains down on them, but luckily, nobody gets hurt. But wait, Smith's oxygen tank got smashed in the chaos. They help him out and keep going through an access tunnel. But surprise, the tunnel they need is completely flooded because of the earthquake. They have no choice but to swim up. And as they're swimming, that giant creature comes out of the darkness, grabs the guy who touched the egg, and just drags him away. Gone.
The dude's suit just floods with blood. You can see his oxygen pod thing turn red, so you know he's a goner. They don't want to leave him, but what can they do? They have to get out of there, so they're swarming out, and then another creature just zips out and yanks Smith into a dark cave. The captain, like a total hero, goes in after him and manages to pull him out. But then the creature comes back and grabs both of them. Nora rushes in to help, but now all 3 of them are trapped in this super tight spot with insane pressure, and their suits are about to crack. And then the captain does the craziest thing. He sacrifices himself to save Nora and Smith. He basically lets his own suit blow so the force pushes them to safety. It's so messed up, and Nora is just completely crushed. After a while, she's walking on the ocean floor and reaches another station, the Shepherd. This was the captain's old post. She finds his locker, thinking maybe he left some info about these creatures, but nothing. She tries to radio Emily and Smith, but gets no answer. She does find a new pressure suit, though, and grabs a flare gun. She heads for the Roebuck, and on the way, she finds Emily, who is just totally freaking out. Nora has to basically shake her and tell her to get a grip. Smith is there too, but he's in really bad shape from the attack. The two of them have to drag him the rest of the way to the Roebuck station. And they finally make it. They're safe, or so they think. Surprise! The entire ceiling of the station is covered in nests, and dozens of these creatures are just hanging there sleeping. It's a total horror show. They try to tiptoe past, but of course a low oxygen alarm on one of their suits starts beeping. One of the creatures wakes up, grabs Nora, and is literally about to swallow her whole. But Nora is a total badass. She uses the flare gun and shoots it right down its throat, and it just explodes from the inside. They finally get to the escape pods. There are 2 perfect pods left, and 3 of them. Classic problem, right? Nora can see that Emily and Smith are totally in love, and she knows what it's like to lose someone. Smith tries to be the hero and is like, no, you two go, but Nora isn't having it. She makes the choice, shoves them both into one of the pods, and launches it. As she's left all alone, this gigantic monster appears outside the window. We're talking huge, like Cthulhu-level big. It's the mother of all those little creatures. And it's pissed. It basically orders all the other little monsters to go chase down Emily and Smith's escape pod. Nora sees them swarming her friends on the monitors. So Nora's like, nope, not happening. She decides to do the ultimate move. She overloads the whole station's nuclear core. The entire place goes up in a massive underwater explosion, taking her, the giant Cthulhu mom, and all the little monsters with it. Way, way up on the surface, Emily and Smith's pod bursts into the sunlight. They made it. The last scene is them being questioned by the company. You see news reports saying it was just an equipment malfunction. TN Industries is covering the whole thing up, telling them to say nothing. And get this, the company announces they're going to keep drilling even deeper to get more resources. They learned absolutely nothing. And that's the end. Crazy, right?